Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Can't stay long. Got issues this morning. We having issues this morning. Come on in here. Morning. Be humble. Good morning. How you feeling? Hey, Tanisha. Hey, Tamara. Hey, Beth. All right, so sorry I missed y'all yesterday. Your boy had to get, y'all see me playing with this light back here. I had to get a new tooth yesterday. Hey, Tamara. Oh, come on. Now this light want to act however it feel like acting today. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Listen, y'all. So I had to get a new tooth fixed yesterday. Did y'all see my live from the dentist chair? I was in the dentist chair yesterday. Why won't this light go purple? I see this light right here acting like however it feel like acting. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, good morning, y'all. There we go. Good morning. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday, and I got to dip out today as well. It's a very busy week. I might not be here tomorrow. I got jury duty tomorrow. Today is the first day that the kids are both out of school, and I have stuff that I need to do with them in a couple minutes. So I'm not going to be on here long. I have to dip out in a second. I did want to get on here and say good morning to everybody. I hope y'all saw me yesterday. And I had to go get this tooth back. I had a horrible, y'all see it over here. I had to get a tooth. My kids been laughing at my tooth. They said, let me see it, Daddy, and just fall on the floor. Just laughing at Dad and his new raggedy temporary junk when they got it, and I gotta get a cap on it. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. It's life. I'm in the middle of having life, y'all. And but I did need to hop on and say good morning. Say good morning, a beautiful morning to anybody who needs it. And I have a message that I wanted to send out. We talk about the intersection of science. All right, it's 9:06. We're gonna get to this moment of clarity in a second. Great things to tell y'all is, let me see, what are any? Oh, so my Baltimore property. Oh, I got this. Y'all like this t-shirt? Dope, right? Somebody asked where the T is from. It comes from a company called Area 51. URREA. Area. Like you from the DMV area, Area 51. Area 51 is the name of the company that I bought this from. I bought this from online. Area 51. Happy birthday, Shalonda. It's Shalonda's birthday, y'all. I wanted to remind y'all of something for this moment of clarity. Got something dope and deep. Please grab your tickets, because we gonna have a bomb ass time on the 24th. I don't know if y'all know comedy like I know comedy, but Don DC Curry is not he is 100% all day, every day. You understand? He is 100%.
Delivering the best comedy show.
Oh, well, let me run it.
comedy show in Prince George's County, and it's one of the best things ever. My man Darren Henson fell through the last show. Don D.C. Curry and Eddie Bryan on the next show, man. We having a great time. Tickets on sale now. We are delivering the best comedy show in Prince George's County, and it's one of the best things.
Do y'all realize, I wanted to point this out to everybody who can hear me. As we get into this moment of clarity, we're going to contemplate this in 2 minutes. Happy birthday, Shalonda. What up, Ursula? What up, Sequoia? Right now, let's get into this. I missed y'all too yesterday. When I'm not here in the morning at 9, y'all, all I think of is, I'm letting everybody down. I feel so funky and fucked up when I don't be on here in the morning. I ain't gonna lie. In the morning time, when I don't come on here at 9 a.m., I feel funky and fucked up. When I be late, I be feeling funky and fucked up. I be like, Elise is going through something. Beth is in the middle going through something. Tiffany is going through something. They need a moment of clarity. And I need to be able to deliver that. Alan is having issues. Kev needs some counseling. You see what I'm saying? So I really do think about y'all like every day, every morning. My wife, y'all, and since she came on that day, Naima I've seen her awareness of this community, sort of grow. Before it was just he's downstairs talking. Now it's like, are you and how's such and such? She asked me about Elise. How's that going? Blah 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 blah. I don't have a lot of battery life in this camera, so we're gonna get to this moment of clarity, and then I gotta dip out and go handle the rest of Joe Clair business. We will be moving to Scherzo very soon too. That's the big news. We have to make this jump to Scherzo very, very soon. Alright, let's turn this up. Ain't no hand on the hip, hand on the. Wait with that, Tony. Go up, tell me what ain't no hand on the hip. My hand is sitting on this thing right here. Go ahead with that, Tony. And if I did have my hand on the hip, right. This is like being at the lunch table at 10 o'clock in the morning with your friends. Joe Clair Live is like being at the lunch table at 10 o'clock in the morning with your friends in school. We're going to talk about some real shit, and I'm an actor of food before we go off and be studious people. Tony said, you do it on stage. I can't help it. Because it's funny when I do it on stage. Staying like this. Alright, let's get into this moment of clarity, everybody. 9:11 in the morning time. I wanted to hit y'all in the head with this. Check it out. Just think. Namaste. Tell Pixie I said good morning. Just think, everybody. The atoms that make up the molecules that make up the cells of your body right now. So your body is made up of atoms. Those atoms we're mostly hydrogen and oxygen, and water, H2O. We're mostly water, so that's hydrogen and oxygen. That's a molecule. That's two hydrogen molecules and one oxygen molecule. Two hydrogen atoms, one oxygen atom combined to make H2O, which makes water, right? And that's what we're mostly made up of. But those atoms, and so then, we form cells, there's other combinations that make bone, that make, I don't know what something makes up bone, makes up skin, makes up hair, whatever, right? So your atoms, the molecules of your cells are made up of atoms. Those atoms, everybody, those atoms, everybody listening, those atoms have been around for billions of years. Right now, if you hold your hand in front of you, you are looking back in time. You are actually looking at atoms that are billions of years old. Real talk. Think now. Go beyond your own. Step out of your comfort zone for a hot second. Your intellectual comfort zone for one hot second. When you look at your hand, you see a hand, but your hand up is. You could say, okay, if I look at it, had it under the microscope, I can see skin cells. And if you could break down one of those cells, you can see the molecules. And then when you break down the molecules, you can see the atoms. But just think, them atoms have been around for billions of years old. For billions of years. Now, scientists estimate 13.7 billion years. They say that the atoms were formed right after the Big Bang, seconds after the Big Bang happened. That's what scientists say, right? And I wanted you to contemplate that this morning, to understand what that might mean for your life as we go all the way down to this quantum understanding of ourselves. Now extrapolate back to where we are right now. And what does that mean? Imagine all the petty shit that you worry about that you really shouldn't be worried about because you're billions of years old. You are billions of years old right now. Your body, your hand, your teeth, your eyes, your hair is billions of years old. There's another level to this that I'll get into at another time. But right now, as you know, this is one of those things like if I had pulled this out of the meditation deck. It's one of those things I want you to, if you ever get to sit in some quiet reflection, some quiet meditation, if you get 5 minutes out of your day-to-day to be quiet with yourself, just think your atoms are billions of years old. I almost killed myself. It makes you think about all the petty bullshit that you've been worried about while you've been here on the planet. That really is beneath you. You are billions of years old. Right now, as you sitting here right now, listening to me, as you're sitting here, listening to me, the molecules that make up the mechanism that works in your ear, your ear has these things that vibrate, that reacts to sound waves, and it vibrates so you can hear me. Those molecules that make up those little bones in your ear, if you could break those molecules down, and if you could break those cells down, if you could break the bone down into cells, and then those cells down into molecules, those molecules down into atoms, you would find that those atoms have been here for billions of years. Your fingernails, billions of years. Your eyes, your teeth, your brain. Think about that today. Contemplate that today. It's your moment of clarity. Right here on Joe Clair Live. And I bow down to the divine in each and every one of you. Namaste. Namaste. I'm not getting... Kev, you going too fast, Kev. Stop. Go back, Kev. Go back. Now you going too fast for him, Kev. I ain't even want to get into that. All right, we get into that another time. Contemplate it today, Kev. Now you doing too much. See, what you did is you went to the next chapter of the book. You stay on this chapter, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lay, stay on this chapter. You jumping too fast forward, Kev. I bought this up this morning, Kev, to your point. To your point, Kev, I bought that up this morning because I was sitting here contemplating quantum physics, a statement that a rapper said on, I think y'all seen the meme where it was either Vince Staples or Vic Mensa, I can't remember who it was, who was talking about quantum physics and what it means and so on and so forth. And he was talking about a phenomenon. Y'all want me to go down this rabbit hole real quick before I jump off, or no? Can we go down this rabbit hole this morning and have a deeper conversation real quick? Because Kev just sparked something. Kev really did just spark something that I really want to discuss. Can we go down this rabbit hole, or do we need to do some funky and fucked up shit this morning? All right, so listen. Quantum physics is the study of how you quantify the universe. How are we actually here? That's how we get down to this atomic level, then the subatomic level, and then you get all the way down to, studying quantum physics. There's a phenomenon that happens in quantum physics where the electrons that make up an atom will disappear and reappear out of nowhere, right? It's observable that the electron is mathematically observable, and if you study quantum physics, you understand that there's a mathematical process to damn near everything in the universe. But then there's also the you have to observe it, you have to see it. Is this real? And often what happens is the mathematical theory comes up years before the actual observance happens. Like E equals MC squared was just a mathematical equation until scientists could look out into the universe and technology caught up to where Einstein's brain was. Anyway, quantum physics is the study of quantifying our universe. And one of the things that happens is you'll see electrons that disappear and reappear out of nowhere. So an electron is orbiting this neutron or whatever, and then in mid-orbit it'll disappear and then show up right here in another orbit, and show up right here and then show up right here and then show up, and they don't know how to explain that phenomenon, right? There's also a phenomenon where light particles were under observance, and what the scientists calculated or theorized was later proven that light particles, photon particles, the particles that are hitting my eye right now, like right now, as I broadcast out of your phone, there's a light particle that is hitting your eye, right? And you can see me through Facebook, through whatever. It's sending out, millions of light particles. I don't know how many billions of light particles it has to send out every second, every quarter second for it to hit your eye so you can see me, right? But those light particles, they found, do not exist unless someone is observing them. Tracy. Hold on a second, Tracy. Now you jumping way far ahead. Check this out. This has been around. This is nature. Let's not jump to aliens. This is nature. This is your what happens. This is actual. You can Google this right now. You can go to a laboratory right now, and they can show you the phenomenon where light particles do not exist. They come into existence once we observe them. If we are not looking at them, the particle does not exist. It's a bunch. What up, Digger? I know it's a bunch to take in, but you know how you saw when they say you go into the quantum realm, the laws of physics that govern our world now don't exist in the quantum realm. Quantum physics is that, right? So back to Kevin's point. Kevin made a point, said, that's how you know there's a God. That's how you know there's a God, because scientists right now on the planet, while you're on the planet, while you are here, while we are walking around, have gotten so far down to the molecular, atomic particle, the littlest, the tiniest, the itty bitty, to where they find that there's nothing there. You get all the way down to, and there's nothing there unless we're observing it. They actually have something called a God particle. Google the God particle. The I think it's Hobson's boson. Habbs Then B-O-S-O-N, the second word. H-O-B-B-S. Let me make sure I said it right. H-O-B-B-S-B-O-S-O-N. Yeah. Higgs. It's Higgs. H-I-G-G-S-B-O-S-O-N. If you got some time today, just look it up. It's a particle. So here's what happened. Physicists were able to break down out matter into molecules. But then the next question was, okay, if we break down a molecule, what is the molecule made of? They found out the molecules were made of atoms. So if I break down this piece of paper, we can see the molecules that are in this paper under a microscope. But what's that molecule made out of? Oh, if we had a bigger microscope that could magnify it even more, we see an atom. Okay, but what are those atoms made out of? The atoms are made out of these electrons, these particles. But what are those particles made out of? Those are subatomic particles. Because you have atomic particles and then you have subatomic particles. And there's a whole nother break down that, we don't even really get into. That has been, that you can go Google right now. You can go Google the shit right now. I'm not making this up. This ain't no new shit. This ain't the Illuminati. This is just nature. This is just as real as the sunlight hitting your face, the Higgs boson, and they call it the God particle because it doesn't exist. It basically comes into existence when we observe it. The way I interpret it is that basically they found like the bridge between the realm that we know is there and can't see and where it actually becomes physical and we can see it. And it can be matter. It actually becomes something. It's what this rapper was speaking on the other day was this phenomenon and relaying it to our own lives. Like the reality that we see, we make up. We make up our own reality. That's what I need y'all to do. Go look this up on your own. Rob got jokes. Yeah, that's because they got that good weed. But Rob, I think this is the point I want to make. We're living on the planet at a time. Like, mankind doesn't catch up to technology till, the masses don't catch up to technology until it serves their life. The internet had been around since the 70s. We ain't started using it till the late 90s. You see what I mean? The cell phone was invented in World War II, but we ain't started using them until, you see what I mean? So our understanding of science and nature and technology usually doesn't catch up until we find a practical use for it for society. You're living on the planet right now, and listen to the nerd, your nerd ass boy Joe Clair. You're living on the planet right now where scientists have almost have not only discovered but have proven and quantified the existence in your body, my body, your body, everybody's body, and this piece of wood and this teacup and this phone and molecules in the air and then all the way out throughout the universe, that the particles that make up the atoms, that make up the molecules, that make up the cells of matter, they come into existence out of nowhere. So, if they come out of nowhere, what's on the other side of that nowhere? Like if they coming out of nowhere, Look, he said, man, you know you've been like this since the third grade, but I always, you have to be. I don't know, I don't have to be, but I think I should be. Like I want to understand what I'm looking at out here in the universe. Imagine if I was just a being sitting on the moon looking at stuff. I want to know what I'm looking at. What the fuck am I looking at? You know, we have the advantage of being able to speak a language, and we've come into the world with all of these notions have been put into our heads. So now at 50-something years old, we have what we call reality, right? But imagine if your brain was wiped clean and you had the brain of a baby. All of a sudden, you didn't know anything. You would start wondering, okay, what the fuck is going on? And you wouldn't be thinking it in English. You'll be thinking it, you just be like, what the fuck? We'll get into that a whole nother time. Those particles come out of nowhere. For me, it seems like those particles come from God. You know what I'm saying? What mankind has tried to describe as God for the thousands of years that mankind has been around. You know, mankind has been trying to quantify himself, shall we, through religious beliefs since he got here. And there have been thousands of religions since the time we got here, right? And all of them have said, oh, there's got to be something that we don't see. There's got to be something else governing all of this that we do not see. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. For me, I see that understanding of where the particle comes into existence and its non-existence is where God's hand meets man. That's how I interpret it. That's how I understand it. It's where God's hand comes in and makes you real. So, and I don't have to make none of this up. I'm not embellishing at all. You can go look all this up on your own. Right. And so the Big Bang, they say the Big Bang popped off. That's what scientists say. The Big Bang popped off the universe. And all I say is, okay, well, what was here before the Big Bang? The Big Bang had to come from somewhere. That's why I'm so namaste with y'all. That's why I'm so bowing down to your divine. Because even though you might be wretched, even though you might be funky and fucked up, you might be an evil, shitty human being, you still are made from that thing. You come from the... For me, that's where church begins. I'm sorry. For me, that's where church begins. For me, that's where my understanding of God begins. For me, that's my understanding of you. Why I think everyone should be given some grace. Why I see the ignorance in petty shit. Why I try to speak an uplifted, elevated word, what we'll call an elevated word. Because I know that there is something else. And the ill part is, I can quantify it anytime I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I can quantify it. I can show it to you. The realm where God's hand smacks your ass into existence. It's right there. And mankind has been trying to explain himself since he got here. You're living on the planet in a time where the scientists can say, okay, here's a way to explain yourself. You came from the divine. You come from the divine. I can show it to you. Now, most people get convoluted because we've been taught. Y'all ever read that book, The Four Agreements? Where you know that you are taught, you are basically taught into a box. You know, our siblings, our parents, our teachers, our coaches, society tell this is good, that is bad. 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 Most of us listening were born into a place where we learn English. You know, you didn't learn Spanish. You know, you don't speak Spanish, but your brain, when it first got here, you could speak any language. A baby born into the planet, just think, a baby's brain, when it comes to the planet, can observe everything. It could learn English, it can learn Spanish, it can learn some other language. Out of the thousands of languages that it could learn, it learned this one. We get into a lot, but I believe that, you know, I don't believe there is a division between God and science, because God made the science. God made nature. The natural things that happen here come from, you know what I mean? I gotta jump. I couldn't stay the whole morning. I got to jump. But contemplate that today. I wanted to go back to my original tweet. Right now, this is how we started, Jason. The atoms that make up the molecules that make up the cells of your body are billions of years old. You can argue all you want, but that's undeniable. You can go look it up. You can go talk to any expert you want, and they will let you know. Your atoms are billion. If you look at your hand, the atoms that make up those molecules are billions of years old. And when you start breaking down those atoms into particles, and you start breaking down those particles, you find that the FP, there is a term in quantum physics called FP, and that's called the field of possibilities. In the field of probability, the field of probability, I'll call it the field of possibility. The field of probability, those atoms come into existence oftentimes out of nowhere. They can't find it. They don't see where it comes out of nowhere. It comes from a place, a dimension, where there's what we would call nowhere. That scientists basically really sit there. It came out of nowhere. The head scientist asked the little scientist, where that electron come from? Out of nowhere, sir. What the fuck you mean it came out of nowhere? It came out of nowhere, sir. It just popped up. I was sitting here looking at this atom. In 1 second it was there, and then it was gone. Then the next second it just came right back. It happens all day, every day. It's happening in your fingernail right now. It's happening in your tooth, in your eyeball. You are billions with your billion-year-old ass walking around here worried about these young people. You a billion years old, and you worried about what somebody said. Contemplate that today, right now. See, the thing is, I'm sitting here saying it, and I see that we have 50 people in here right now, and we've painted ourselves, and society has put us in such a box that a lot of the shit that I'm saying, you want to refute. You love to come up with a question to say, Joe, that's some bullshit or something else, but you actually have to think about it because it's been quantified. It's been proven. You can pick up your phone. You can go to a library. You can go to a book. You can go find a scientist who did it. And he can show you in your face how right now in this bone that make up this knuckle, you got an atom in that bitch. That is, the atoms in that motherfucker been around for billions of years. And right now, those atoms have electrons that pop up out of nowhere. that disappear and come back. They go back and forth between the quantum realm, the unseen and the seen. So that's let's talk about what that means for your personal life. The visions that you have for your future. They come out of nowhere, come into existence in here. You write them down and make them real, then you turn it into a real thing. Boy. Want to know why I don't stop? Because I don't have to. I'm billions of years old. I'm operating in a field of energy that is forever. It doesn't have a beginning, doesn't have an end. It's infinite. It's always been here, and it's super abundant. We live in an abundant universe. Everything you've ever needed is right here. Think about what you can manifest in your own world, in your own life, with that little bit of knowledge. I want you, if you can, today, to take a second and contemplate a quantum understanding of yourself, of the molecule, of the atoms, of the particles that make up you. You have more atoms in your eyeball. There are more atoms in your eyeball. In this eyeball, I have more atoms than all the stars, all the galaxies, all of the everything we can find in the known universe. It's more atoms that make up this eyeball than the whole universe, than all of the stars and shit we know in the universe. And we know that there are billions and billions of galaxies and stars. If it's billions of galaxies, imagine how many stars are in each galaxy. The numbers are astronomical. And that's just in your eyeball. Listen, we ain't got to start with your whole body. The trillions and trillions of atoms that make up you. The billions and billions and billions of atoms that make up you. Think about it. Think about what that means for God's purpose in your life. Your purpose on the planet. What you've allowed to rule you. What you've allowed to govern your life. Does that make you question it now? I question it. A lot of the rules put in place that by people that did not have this knowledge. Hold on a second. You didn't know that we was made up of, hold on a second. I might not need to talk to you. You might not need to be my king. You may not need to be my governor. I might not need to give you that much authority over my understanding. I'll obey the traffic rules and I'll pay my taxes and shit like that. And I'm not screaming anarchy, but I'm not allowed. But also, I see how insignificant your school system is at this point. I see how insignificant it is for me to worry about money or things. I see how insignificant it is for me to contemplate bullshit. Woo! Think about it. It's 9:42. I said I had to leave early, but we went down this rabbit hole this morning. And brothers and sisters, I really, it is mind blowing, but it's nature. This is nature. It's just as natural as grass that grows or sun that shines, the earth rotating, and all those other things. It's natural. It's nothing. There's nothing special about it. It's what it is. It's just that, it's not talked about a lot. It's not explained a lot. We don't get into it a whole bunch. You understand what I mean? But it's sitting right there. It's sitting right there in front of you every single second of your life. The entire time you have been here, it's been here. It's simple. It's nature. It's who you are, who we are, what our universe is. But we very seldom contemplate it, and our society puts very little value in looking at it. Because fuck that. I got to worry about this money. I got to worry about these badass kids. I got to worry about being embarrassed when I go outside. I got to get my tooth fixed. I got to get my lashes on. I got to worry about what hair color I got. I got to worry about my bills. I got to make sure that my car looks better than my neighbor's car. I got to make sure that my shoes look better than my competitor's shoes and all that other shit. But, when you get a second to get out of that rat race, that monkey mind understanding, think for yourself, about yourself. This ain't about me. This is about you. You right now are walking around with those same particles, those same atoms in your body that are billions of you. You walking around with those same atoms in your body. You. I mean, I'll be the one on here talking, but you are just as special. So, when people be saying, you special. And let me say this. They say there's too many people on the planet. I don't think it's enough people on the planet, to tell you the truth. It's too many people on the planet for your comfort, but I don't think there's enough people on the planet. You know why? Think of how rare people are. We haven't seen solid evidence of any other beings in the universe outside of ourselves. There's a UFO. Where? Where? I tell you what, every morning when I wake up, I know I'm on the planet with billions of human beings. Sylvia, Mary, Tracy, Donnie, Jason, my man Rob, Ben Franklin. I'm on the planet with you guys. And there's billions of us, but we the only ones that we know of in the universe. We keep looking. We keep trying to make contact. We keep trying to find them. We speculate. Oh, there's a UFO. There's a UFO. It's got aliens in it. But we ain't got the hard proof. I got hard proof every morning when I wake up next to that lady. When I see them kids, when I come talk to y'all. Y'all are, you see what I mean? Now imagine how rare we are. There ain't no more of us. That's why I try my best not to talk down on people. I know I do it from time to time, but I try my best not to talk down. You special. You're rare. You're more rare than gold. You're more rare than these diamonds and shit. I bet it's all kinds of gold and diamonds and shit on these other planets. Let's imagine we go to Mars and find all this goddamn gold. Price of gold on Earth gonna drop like shit because it's not that rare. You know what is rare? You. People. Us. It's the rarest fucking thing ever. I'm sorry I went down this rabbit hole this morning. This is where my thinking is most of the time. And then a lot of times when you speak like this, when you talk like this, society likes to say, you're a fucking kook. You're crazy. Let's find a hole in the shit that he's saying because it's so powerful and they're so afraid that people might get an understanding of themselves that they cannot control, that they try to make me look like a fool. But all I'm simply pointing out is nature. This is nature, just as natural as the smile on your child's face. Those particles that make up your body are there. And they have been here. These particles have been here. Mike, what up with you? These particles have been here for billions of years. You walking around right now, made up of the stuff that was made up right after the universe came into existence. From what scientists say, they don't say. They just say all of a sudden the Big Bang. But what you and I know, You and I know. Oh, God did that. That was God. God did that. Adrian Clair in here. My sister is here. Robert Gray, my sister Adrian is in here. So, hey, this morning, I'm having one of those moments like I'm Maxine's child. Adrian, I want you to hear this morning. This is what I wrote. The atoms that make up the molecules that make up the cells of your body are billions of years old. You are walking around right now, a billion something years old, right now, Adrian. And Adrian, my sister is here, everybody, and she'll tell you this. I am definitely being my mother's child this morning. But if you contemplate it, if you think about it practically for your own life, what petty bullshit do you concern yourself with that you don't need to? You are you come from the divine. You are the rarest thing in this universe that we have found thus far. More rare than any precious metal, precious gem, all of that shit. I bet it's diamonds all, if you were to tunnel all through the moon, I bet it's diamonds all over that motherfucker. Right? If they found diamonds on the moon, guess how cheap diamonds on Earth would be? If they find diamonds on the moon, you know how cheap the diamonds on Earth go? Diamonds on Earth might as well be pieces of paper. Because now we found out, they more abundant in the universe. It's not that rare. We don't have a lot of value. They don't have as much value as we put on them. It would drop. Now look, and now let me tell y'all why we are Maxine's children. Because my sister is at Red Rocks in Sedona, Arizona, feeling that vortex energy. She's in the middle. Oh shit, boy! Don't look at here. Hey, Adrian. This morning we were talking about the Higgs boson, the God particle, and where, it's not there and then it is there, and it's like the leap from what I want to say, God's realm, heaven, to the universe and Earth, right? And I truly believe in those vortexes and the energy, because why wouldn't there be a place where that energy is not as is more abundant than it is where you might be currently. So I believe in that vortex. Woo! I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't want to get into. We've gone down this rabbit hole this morning, and it was just a contemplation. Adrian, I call my sister A for short. I'm reading sometimes in the morning. I will read from this meditation deck that Mom gave me years ago. I don't know if she gave you one of these as well. It's my meditation deck, and it has Zen meditation on it. This morning, I wanted to go take it a step further and contemplate something else. A conversation that we very seldom have. A conversation that most people think doesn't have any consequences on their lives, but it's their life every day. It has actually the biggest consequence on your life. We worry about money, we worry about power, we worry about fame, we worry about status, we worry about, all of those things. And yeah, I just had to get into that this morning. I'm gonna let y'all go. We're gonna get out of here. Grab your tickets, because I got a comedy show on the 24th. Contemplate this shit. How about contemplating this?
We are delivering the best comedy show in Prince George's County, and it's one of the best things ever. My man Darren Henson fell through the last show. Don DC Curry and Eddie Bryant on the next show, man. We having a great time. Tickets on sale now.
All right, there we go. I'm getting out of here. I got work to do. I love each and every one of y'all. I bow down to the divine in you. Have a great, 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 great day. Man, let me leave up out of here with something real special. Something real special. Real special. Let's play something special. Something real special. What is this? Somebody sent me something. Oh, it's something from the news. I'm meditating with a bag of salt and pepper vinegar. You know what? There we go. There we go. You ain't got to talk down to us. Good. You ain't got to talk down to us. What you mean, eh? Anyway, was I talking down? Anyway. Y'all have a good one. Have a beautiful one. Have a blessed, incredible day. And that's all. I'm gonna leave like that. All right. Peace, y'all.